Hello, today what we're going to do is rewrite equations that don't look like slope-intercept form into slope-intercept form. So sometimes you'll come across linear equations that don't look like slope-intercept form, and what we have to do is manipulate them using some algebra in order to rewrite them. So this is an example I just want to show briefly so we can use that form to identify information from it. All right, so we have to remember what slope-intercept form looks like. Slope-intercept form looks like y equals mx plus b. That's slope-intercept form. When we look at the equation in this problem, the equation reads negative 6x minus 4y equals 8. Well, just like that little magazine game we used to play when we were little kids, you know, which these two pictures, something's not the same. Well, this is definitely not the same. You know, they don't look right. This doesn't have y by itself. This does. So slope-intercept form, you know you're good to go when you have y by itself equaling mx plus b. So what we have to do is take this initial equation and do some stuff to it and get y by itself. So here's how that works. It's going to take some memory of literal equations. So we have our given equation, and what we have to do is to make this look like this. Now look what's going on here with y equals mx plus b. The y is by itself. And we look at this equation, this y is definitely not by itself. We've got stuff going on. There's a thing touching it and this thing over here, and you know, it's craziness, but we have to make it look like y is by itself. So remember, with literal equations, we all have to keep our eye on the ball. We got to keep our eye on the ball. That's our ball. We got to get that y by itself. What we do is look at sides of the equation. So we have the equal sign right in the middle, and it makes the equation to two sides, a left-hand side and a right-hand side. And we look at the left-hand side. What is going on with that y? So with that y, we got this negative 4 here, and then after that, we got this negative 6x way out here. And so we have to start undoing things in order to get y by itself. And so we're going to take a look. How do we undo things? We solve the crime. We work backwards. Okay, so we're going to work backwards. The closest thing to y is this negative 4. So we might want to take care of that negative 4 right away, but hang on, because this is further away. Okay, that minus 6x is what's way out there. We got to take care of that first. So we're going to undo this minus 6x first. And how do we undo a minus 6x? Well, we add 6x to both sides. And when we add 6x to both sides, it is undone here. You'll see minus 6x plus 6x, why that cancels completely out. And what we're left with on the left-hand side is negative 4y. On the right-hand side, we're left with 8 plus 6x. Now, don't you dare call that 14x. That's naughty. So we don't want to do that. We can't add these two. This has an x. This does not. They're not like terms. So we read it out loud. 8 plus 6x. Well, that's 8 plus 6x. Now, we can stop here for a minute. Look at what we have. We have negative 4y equals 8 plus 6x. We have 8 plus 6x over here. Look at slope-intercept form for a second. When we look at slope-intercept form, we have mx plus b. So this means the term with the x is coming first on the right-hand side. Look at how this right-hand side is written. The term with the x is coming first on the right-hand side. Look at what we have here. The term with the x is coming second. Maybe there was a way that we could have written that quicker to look like slope-intercept form. So if we read this part out loud, we have 8 plus 6x. Why not put the positive 6x first? So we could have written negative 4y equals, let's put that positive 6x first. And then we can put the positive 8 second. All right, so we could have completely rearranged that. Now we've also used the commutative property of addition here as well. We can rearrange this and rearrange this, because remember, the goal is to have slope-intercept form. All right, so we can completely rearrange that. Now we look back into the left-hand side, and on that left-hand side, remember to keep your eye on the ball. We want to get y by itself. We want to get y by itself. We want to get y by itself. There's our ball. We got rid of the negative 6x. We still have y, there it is, but it's not by itself. Keep your eye on the ball. Now we can take care of this negative 4. So what's going on with this negative 4 and y? It's being multiplied. So to undo that, we're going to divide by negative 4. Here's the kicker. if we divide one thing by -4, we have to divide everything by -4. That means this gets divided by -4. And this gets divided by -4. Everything gets divided by -4. So we divide everything. Okay? Now, what do? Well, we have -4 divided by -4 on this side. That cancels because it's 1. 1 times y is y. Well, we know we're getting close because the y is by itself. Now we look over here. We have 6x over -4. And then look over here. We have plus 8 divided by -4. 8 divided by -4 is -2. And so we have this deal left over. Now this is going to be kind of messy. We need to clean up our mess. Two things that we have to recall. Thing number one, always simplify your slope. So when you look at your slope, we have 6 over -4. That can be simplified. The next thing that's going on of note is that we have this craziness that needs to be cleaned up as well, plus minus. We can't have that. It's messed up. So we can simplify 6 over -4, and we can clean that up. So we have y by itself equaling 6 over -4. Both 6 and -4 are divisible by 2, so that leaves 3 and 2. And the whole thing is negative. There's our x. Plus minus is minus. There's our minus. So we have rewritten this equation. We have rewritten this equation in slope-intercept form, and it looks like this in slope-intercept form. This equation is the same as this equation. Okay, they're both the same. Now, what did we have to do once we had them rewritten? We had to identify the slope and the y-intercept. So we look at our equation in slope-intercept. We can clearly see that the slope is -3 over 2. Okay, we can go down 3 and right 2. And the y-intercept is at -2. Okay, so we can also describe the slope of going down 3, right 2, and we can find that the y-intercept is the ordered pair 0, -2. So all of that information can be found from the original equation. Remember, we had this original equation, put it in the slope-intercept form. We can identify all sorts of neat things from it. We can even graph it when we want to, and that will come later. And that is how we can rewrite equations in slope-intercept form.